Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Community Matters Show. I'm your host, Wallace Senegal, along with my co-host, Oscar Soul Dr. Northeast, and along with our legal advisor, far as officers go,
Counsel.
Mike Brown. Good morning.
Good morning.
I want to say good morning to Florida, Ohio, California, West Virginia, Lafayette Parish, all those that's having us into their home, into their eyes, into their ears, into their heart. I can't get in touch with the prayer warrior this morning for some reason or another.
Look like it's a bad Friday morning.
Yeah, it's a bad Friday morning.
We were scheduled to have our girl Donna on the show, and looked like she didn't even find her way here.
I
So,
think the women went on strike today.
my question is, how do we fight for women, and they don't want to fight for themselves?
Hey man, don't go there. We're not starting the show off like that. We're not starting. I know I'm in the middle, but don't put me in the middle of this. I got a friend that says, "Man, cut me out of that."
And I want to say good morning to Brother Paul out of Lake Charles. He's our phone host. You know, he got a lot of information to say to us, to say to the listeners. You know, and we're gonna keep on going. We're not gonna let little roadblocks or stumbling blocks stop us from being
Who we are.
And that's
right.
That's the
Love
Community
Friday
Matters Show.
got me to all the folks out there. We want to hear from y'all.
Yeah.
We need to hear from y'all. The
Yeah.
folks, the
Well,
real folks.
We got a lot of topics that we need to talk about. We got an incident right here in Lafayette where a young man got injured by the Lafayette Police Department. He was thrown on the ground, and from my knowledge, he sustained hip injuries. And you know, we just gotta have answers on to what's going on with that, Wallace.
And he never was charged, from what I'm understanding, through the news media.
No.
You know, so, but we have things that's going on in our society, around us, in our community, in our state, and in our nation. You know.
With our children too, Wallace. Man, we had a graduation party. Girl, you wouldn't have had on in the graduation, outside waiting for a ride, got innocently shot.
Oh,
random bullet. Man, I don't know what's going on with our youth, man.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, Brother Paul, one thing we as adults have to begin to take control of our young people. Look like we lost control of our young people.
Well, I think it all starts in the education department. We're not being really educating. We're not really educating our kids.
Yeah, you're right on that, brother. Well,
You know, every time somebody sneezes in the school system, schools are closed. You got teachers that wasn't getting adequate pay. Now they upping the ante on teachers' pay. Maybe we could get our kids a little better education. And that's where it starts. It also starts from the home, true. You know
all
what I'm
right.
saying?
Amen, brother. Amen.
Yeah, it starts from the home, but it trickles down through the school, from the schools to the street.
You know what.
That's what they got libraries for.
You know
you
what?
don't take nothing. I don't care who it is. They tell you something, you go research, make sure they're telling you the truth.
You know, but Brother Paul.
That's how education begins and ends, on research.
But you know what, Brother Paul? We have so much young people. Instead of picking up the book and reading the book, we got so many young people that's just on social media reading all the negative and want to live the negative life that is talked about on social media. Make it make sense.
Well, you're right about that, Oscar. Mike, you being a former police officer, I know you had a lot of dealing with kids, with grown-ups, and everything else, you know.
Yeah.
Give us a little insight on some of that.
Well, I want to back up and say that first of all,
You always got it in reverse.
I want to.
Let's go.
I want to say thank you for allowing me to be here, and I want to thank your listeners for being out there listening to us. And we're going to try to give you the best that we can.
Mm-hmm.
So Yes, I'm a retired Lafayette police officer, and yes, I've seen a lot. And to answer that question, my observation of the things that I've seen in the past all deal with parental guidance.
Okay.
So we can't blame the schools because, as far as parents, we have to make sure that our kids are prepared for the world, and it's our responsibility and it's our job to do that. Now, when we are not capable or able to do that, then that's where the issues come in. A long time ago, they would say that it takes a village, to raise a family. Well, they're absolutely true. We no longer have a village. It appears that our families or our parents, not all of them, are afraid to be parents.
Mm-hmm.
My kids were questioned, about certain things when I felt there was a need to question them. Now I gave them their freedom, but in order to give them their when I say their freedom, they had to earn it.
That's right.
They had to show me that they were mature enough and responsible enough for certain things. My kids very rarely, maybe once or twice, did sleepovers. Not in my house, but at someone else's.
Right.
And that next morning, by 8 o'clock in the morning, we were there picking them up, right? But it's on us.
Mike,
we have to be the.
I don't want to change the conversation or anything like this here, but we have the prayer warrior on the line now, and we always like to get our spirit ignited, and now we have on the line. Let's get our spirit.
That's right.
Let's get our spirit. Good morning, prayer warrior.
Good morning, sweetie. I'm sorry I was in the next room reading the word to myself.
Oh, okay.
But okay. I have it for us this morning, and I'm going to begin with, softly I announce my presence. Shimmering hues of radiance tap gently at your consciousness, seeking interest. Though I have all the power in heaven and on earth, I am indefinitely tender with you. The weaker you are, the more gently I approach you. Let your weakness be a door to my presence. Whenever you feel inadequate, remember that I am your ever-pressed help. Hope in me, and you will be protected from depression and self-pity. Hope is like a golden card connecting you to heaven. The more you cling to this card, the more I bear the weight of your burdens. Thus you are enlightened. Heaviness is not of my kingdom. Cling to hope, and my rays of light will reach you through the darkness. Every time you affirm your trust in me, you put a coin into my treasury. Thus you build up equity in preparation for days of trouble. I keep safely in my heart all trust invested in me, with interest compounded continuously. The more you trust me, the more I empower you to do so. Practice trusting me during quiet days when nothing much seems to be happening. Then when storms come, your trust balance will be sufficient to see you through. Store up for yourself treasure in heaven through placing your trust in me. This practice will keep you in my peace. Now, I did do two chapters of that, so you guys can find this information if you like in Psalms 33, chapter 33, verse 20 to 21, Psalms 56, 3 to 4, Matthew's 6, chapter 6, 20 to 21. Also, Psalms 46, number 1, Romans 12, 12, and Romans chapter 15 and 13.
We thank you.
Amen. Amen.
I thank you, And I want you guys to know that it is my pleasure. It is my pleasure. Is that when I try to do too many things at once, and even the word tells us that, don't get busy in this life and not give our prayers and God the time that we're not doing the right thing. And that's for me because I did that. And so
all
I'm
right.
reading this word, I'm learning, and I'm hoping that sharing it with you guys do the same.
All right. Thank you. We're hoping you're having a blessed weekend and all the
Absolutely.
things that goes along with love, because we love you here and the
And I
Community
love you
Matter
guys
Show.
as well. I thank you guys for all that you do. I will be listening to the show today.
Okay. Thank you so
All right,
much.
sweet.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Have a good one.
All
You
right.
too.
All right. So getting back on our topic, which we was talking about.
Before you get too far gone, you know, the prayer warrior didn't ignite our spirit at the beginning of the show, and I wanted to wish all those that graduated from school, colleges, you know, the best of luck. Keep going forward with your education because education is the key
Education.
to
Yeah, all right now.
the things to be successful. You know, you could be successful without education, but with more education, you're better successful. You're better prepared for what's coming before you in this wicked world.
Man,
All right.
this world is definitely wicked, Wallace.
Yeah.
And it's, man, let me tell you something. Getting back to the topic, from what I was told, the young man sustained hip injuries, and he had to have surgery. And the fact that they didn't charge him with nothing, they would let him go. And at the same time, when they let him go, he was injured on the ground. His friends had to pick him up and put him in the car in order to bring him home, which then they brought him to the hospital, and then test was done that his hip was injured.
So it seemed like they got some gangbuster policemen out there. I'm not talking about you, Mike. I know,
Well,
you know, you was a former police officer and things like this here, but they do have some things that's in the police department that you didn't have no control of, but you was very well situated. And with that, we got one of our guests here.
yeah.
Mike,
So
kind of
we'll let our guests get.
move over that way.
We'll let our guests move. Come on in, Donna. Come on in.
Donna.
Donna late this morning, yeah.
Yeah.
Donna late this morning.
Forgive
well,
us for
For arranging, we normally
yeah.
do this before the show.
yeah.
We normally do this before the show. All right.
So Donna,
Yes, sir.
you know, I don't know if you want the
Oh, I ain't heard that name in a long time.
you need the headset.
We need another set of headsets for Mike, and we got to get the mic. We don't, y'all. We excuse us because we normally do this at the beginning of the show. We normally have people in early so we can get the show on the road.
Yeah.
But she's late this morning. That's it.
I'm
We go excuse you.
traffic. We got traffic. We got all this.
Donna and Jail. Boy, Donna and Jail.
But before we change up to Don Angel, let's keep on speaking on the topic of the Lafayette City Police.
Yeah. So where we was.
We was on. You said that they got
A lot of
gangster
gang-
police.
Yeah, gangster policemen, you know, and I know I'm not going to put Mike on the spot because he wasn't a part of that. But I know in all police department, not just here in Lafayette,
All over.
Yeah. You know,
You got some that don't play by the rules.
rules. Yeah, they get the badge, they get the guns, and they want to be gangbusters. You know.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. I call it a lot of time when, especially the night shift, these policemen get together and say, "Let's go coon hunting."
Yeah, man.
You know, and when they go coon hunting,
It's us.
yeah,
Ooh.
anything dark,
It's us.
they attack us.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah, they got them blue tick dogs with them.
Well, Brother Paul, you know what? Let me tell you something.
come on down.
I mean, this is my thing. If I'm a policeman and I know I injured somebody, then my job is to, and I know I'm not bringing that person to jail, then my job is to seek medical care for that person.
Yeah.
And to admit my wrongdoing. But you know, a lot of people just can't admit their wrongdoing, Wallace.
Right.
And no matter what color we are still human beings.
Bees. Yeah. Regardless.
Regardless of how it goes. You know, and everybody's entitled to make a mistake.
Yeah.
But man up to your mistake.
And the way things are going now, Oscar, with our governor, with our president, you know, with our supposed to be
They all
leader-
renegades, brother. Wallace. They renegades.
Yeah.
Even the Supreme Court.
with our
Renegades.
with our leadership, you know, we got to start paying attention. We got to start getting better active.
Well,
Like I say, Mike is. That's why I was so pleased when he asked me if I to be a part of the Community Matter Show, because we got a lot of ills that's going on in our community. 33 years, he been a part of it. You know, he done seen a lot, and I see it right now. You know, school is out. I see
man.
some of these
Oh,
little young
Lord,
guys.
the summer. What about the summer?
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
Lord.
that's what I'm talking about.
that's-
School is out. Summertime.
Oh, Lord.
You know, these kids are walking around, pants sagging, trying to be something that they shouldn't be.
Well, Wallace, again, it's Facebook and TV that's teaching our kids how to be gangsters, and you know, come on, man,
Well,
and absorbing all the negative.
You
think-
guys have to realize also the family.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You know,
Yep.
it starts at home.
yeah, we say that all the time.
That's
We
right.
start at home.
and before you get started, Donna, it's a pleasure having you.
Oh, it's a
Good
pleasure
morning
to
to
be-
you.
Good morning. I'm
You know,
sorry to break
Good
it.
morning to you.
Hey, Wallace, while we got her on the spot,
we
Wallace,
having fun this morning. We're
Why-
gonna
why-
have fun.
while
this
we
morning.
got her on the spot, Wallace, tell her you don't have a cowboy hat like Boo.
I got a cap. I got a cap. I got a cap.
You got that cowgirl head.
Yeah, yeah.
We got a lot to talk about, y'all, but let's get back serious.
Yeah.
It's good to have fun on a good Friday,
Yes.
Friday.
Yeah.
Oh,
God.
yeah, that's right. This Love Friday, don't forget, it's agape.
Yeah.
This is Brother Paul from Lake Charles on the phone.
How you doing,
You know,
Paul?
yeah.
Oh, Mr.
Hey,
Paul,
hey,
I'm
good to hear
sorry.
your voice there, lady. Been many moons since I heard you playing that Zydeco.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right,
I
Mike.
was there. Hey, you had the sound. You still got that sound.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Mike. Let's get your input, Mike.
Well, I don't have a headset on, so Brother Paul gonna have to excuse me because I don't know when he's saying anything.
Okay.
So that's a couple
But
things.
everybody killing the Nazi, man, he killing everything on by.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple things that I want to dispel from personal knowledge. Is as far as just kind of I've never seen a plan. Nor was I part of a plan that went out to attack anybody, but you need to take it.
Right off.
To attack anyone. I do think that, like with every organization, with every business, with every company, there are a few bad apples. Now,
right.
I can't speak on the incident of the young man who was on television saying that he broke his hip, and it was the officers of the Lafayette Police Department. I can't speak on that because I don't know anything. I only see what I saw on television. I only hear what I hear, and I only see what I see on through the media, social media. So what's gonna have to happen is the family themselves, like every other incident, is gonna have to go and file a formal complaint, and then at that point, they've done their due diligence to find out if what actually happened is the way it happened.
Yeah.
Okay. So by all means, I am not gonna say that they
Elaborate.
did anything wrong. The young man did something wrong. I don't know.
No, yeah,
but
so
what
you
I can say,
can't elaborate on it.
there is a process that has to take place, and I saw that the family did hire an attorney, which is a process.
Yeah.
But at some point, you know, the family, the attorney, and is going to have to go down to the Lafayette Police Department, and a formal complaint should be filed. That way, the department can look into the incident to see if it happened the way the young man said it happened. Now, let's say it did happen the way it happened. Then yes, there is an issue that needs to be corrected.
Right.
Now,
And you got a whole lot of cameras downtown also.
That can verify. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why the investigation comes in, because they will then pull not only the body cam from the officers, but they will also pull the cameras on the street corners if those cameras caught what actually happened.
Yeah.
So that's a process, and I will tell you, like I've told everyone, you know, you have to let the process take place.
Right.
But before the process can take place, you have to start the process.
That's right. That's right.
So, and I tell that with anyone, you have to start the process and let the chips fall where they fall.
That's just like if you're getting ready to barbecue, you have to get the coals
Yes.
warmed up.
Yes.
You know, and if you don't get the coal
Then
warmed
you're
up,
gonna be eating
you
raw chicken. Yeah. So there is a process that needs to take place. So I implore the family, you know, if you have concerns, which they do because they hired an attorney,
Yeah.
is, you know, let the process begin.
Yeah. So with that, we're gonna say
We got a call?
No.
No.
They went to another thing. With that, we're gonna say good morning to our guest, Donna. I see you didn't bring your band. You didn't bring your accordion. So we
it's
just
his
gonna go.
fault.
Yeah. We just go.
Oh, hold up.
not
Wait a
you.
minute. Hold up. I just want the listeners to say, first, Wallace said that Oscar, it was his fault for whatever.
Yeah.
I say it all the time, right? Now, as another guest has also said it. So at some point, y'all got to understand it's Oscar's fault.
Yeah.
It's always Oscar's fault.
I don't
Wear the
mind.
jacket.
I
Wear
don't.
the
I
jacket.
don't mind y'all putting the blame on me.
Wear the jacket.
I don't mind y'all putting
Yeah,
the
wear
blame.
that jacket.
But
Yeah.
but the reason how come we got Donna on Wallace is because there's a lot of unjust when it pertains to female artists.
Yeah.
And let me tell you
And
something.
last week on the show, somebody called with that concern, and Oscar said he knew how to get in touch with you, and here you are.
Yeah.
You know.
And Donna, you know, we spoke on the phone, and you know, you voiced your concern on the pay scale.
Right.
That you're not being properly compensated
Exactly.
for your talent. And I found that is wrong doing, because you know, no matter who you are, you've been in this music business a long time,
Yeah.
for a very long time.
Yes, I started.
And,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
and you made and that's your livelihood.
And you just made 50 anniversary, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
How you know she made 50th anniversary?
Hey,
It's-
I
it's-
hear.
it's-
I hear.
It's his show, man. He does his research.
Yeah, I've been nominated in the Hall of Fame, and
Come on, Donna.
like I said, I've been nominated in the Hall of Fame, and I'm excited about it. You know, it was a surprise to me. And all of that said, it's sad the way the women get the opportunity to play in places. You know, I've been around the world. I've been to Paris. I've been to Africa. I've been to Cognac, France. I even went to Glory Island.
And you
played.
didn't take me with you?
I couldn't get your phone number. I'm sorry.
It's Oscar's fault.
Yeah, and it's sad that you have to go away instead of at home where you can play all the time. They won't accept you. It's like I'm not saying I'm better than the rest, you know, but I love what I do.
Yeah, that's the passion.
Yeah, and I think I'm pretty good at it. You know, because I've been to places that the people that's playing at home getting paid a whole lot of money for, and
They couldn't go.
Yeah, they haven't been there.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It's like the women, they just pass us up.
Booting y'all out.
Yeah.
And you know, for if we have any promoters that's watching the show, y'all, you know, let me tell y'all something. We have to hold you accountable for overlooking artists like Donna Angel, like Rosie Ledette,
Exactly.
like
Dora.
like Dora.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of
There's a
females
lot,
out there co
right.
artists, and it's and the same thing is going on in the blues in the blues industry with local blues people like Connie G. Connie
Exactly.
got a good
Different,
R&B
yeah.
show. The other young lady, the Miss Roger,
Yeah.
Lisa, what's her right name? Lisa Roger or
I can't
whatever her
remember, yeah.
name is, but she's a good singer,
Yeah.
and she's being overlooked, you know, and we gotta stop the nonsense of holding grudges against anybody because we feel that this is that. You know, when it comes down to business, business is business, and that's the way the ball should roll.
Yeah, and
So-
you know, before you judge how the women play or the guys are better than the women, that shouldn't be like that.
No,
You know,
no.
it should be everybody gets an opportunity to prove to whoever thinks that we are not good enough to hear us.
Well, I got a chance to hear y'all at the Festival International, and I applaud you, ladies, for being on the stage, especially you, Connie G, and Miss Roger.
Rosie.
And y'all turned the crowd out.
Yeah.
Okay, the crowd really respond. You know, my thing is, the only way people can say anything is to go out and to support
Yeah.
and to see.
Yeah. And,
Okay,
you know,
stop taking the negative that somebody else is putting in your heart, and that's what happens a lot of time. Other people put negative in your heart, and you begin to judge that book according to the negative that somebody else told you.
You're right. It's like we don't exist,
Y'all do.
and we do because they wouldn't be calling me all over the place.
Yeah.
Except at home. Why can't I get any work at home? You know, this is my hometown. I was brought up here. You know, and we can get. If the guys get $5, that means we get $2.
Make it make sense.
Yeah. So tell me, show me if I'm not that good. Let me know.
No.
You know, but I must have been doing, or I am doing something that a lot of people enjoy because I'm getting a lot of calls, but not home.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's like I don't feel they have love for me.
Well, Donna, never feel like nobody don't love you. Because you know what? Let me tell you something. Everything is done through the good Lord.
Yeah.
And that's how you got to always look at life. You know, God opened door. It's just that right now, the world we live in, we got people that just want to be in control of people's lives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay? We want to be in control of people's growth. All right? Nobody can control your destiny but the good Lord.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay? So never feel down. That's the reason why we brought you on the show, because we want to expose you to other people and let people book you and get shows, you know, because a lot of people have a lot of things going on in this area, you know, and you need to be a part of that.
Yes. You know, I feel like I am. I don't know. I you know, it hurts sometimes.
Yeah.
It hurts because
Let's get the call. Let's get the call.
Good morning, caller. Welcome to the Community Matters Show. Caller?
Yes, good morning. How y'all doing?
Are we doing fine? And you?
I'm Paul for sure. I'm so excited to have one of my idols on, Donna. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
All right. Well, I've been mentioning all over, and how with this big time Zydeco fest that they just had off. Why are the women not included?
Exactly.
The women have opened up the doors for where some of these performers are at. And for heaven be damned, I just don't get it. Your clients, your customers are women. I'm not supporting something that's just not being inclusive of having the Donnas, the Rosies, the Connies, so many powerful
Artists.
women singers. And I took and I had interviewed y'all a few years back. A few years back, and that's some of the questions that I was asking. So I just wanted to know, how do we kind of like break this idiotic monopoly, or where else do we go from here to let them know we're not downing y'all. We letting y'all know that y'all need to be inclusive. It's like the elders talking to the youngsters. You can't excel if you're not putting the women on.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Because I feel like, and everybody want to make money because you have to live.
Well,
But go ahead.
let me tell y'all something. I got the answer for you guys. I don't know if you remember when Tucker first started.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I took Tucker on. Tucker was like my son. Wallace, you know, we brought him on a lot of shows, you know, although they didn't want him to perform, you know. One thing I told him is that you have to invest in oneself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And Don, I'm going to give you the same advice. Sometimes you have to invest in oneself. Okay? And what I mean by that is sometimes you can get a group of people like myself and other people to help you put on shows, to promote who? Donna Angel and other female artists. Okay? That's the only way we will break that barrier.
Yeah.
Well, Donna, I'm gonna be the devil advocate here. From what my boots on the ground here in the town,
Yeah.
they say you're not a crowd drawer, and I don't believe that you can't draw a crowd. I believe you have to be given the opportunity
Thank you.
to do it.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
right.
And like we just had a big Zydeco thing last weekend or whatever. I felt like this here. They didn't have to announce you, but put you there after artists got through. You know, let you sing a song or two
Exactly.
in between time.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? And the people that's there would get the opportunity to hear you. You know? And then I thought about this. Maybe we should all try to get together and put on an all
Women,
women
Show.
yeah.
show.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like the men do,
Let's put on a woman show.
put on a
Exactly.
women's show.
Yeah.
And if everybody draw a crowd, so be it.
Yeah.
If not, so be it. But they're gonna know what they missed if they didn't come.
Well, you know, even back in the day when Zydeco first started, y'all, Cliff had a lot of obstacles that he had to climb.
Climb.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And
Because he was a black man. Well, I'm telling you something. Because I was young. I was in my teen. I was getting ready to turn 17, 18 years old. You
What?
could have gone in clubs then. I'm telling you something that I know about. Nothing that somebody else is telling me about.
but the obstacle was he had to deal with people taking Zydeco and putting it in the Cajun culture.
Right.
Okay, so he had to fight those barriers. Okay, Donna, everything in life we have to fight for.
Oh,
I know.
yeah.
I know.
Okay, and
You know what, Brother Wiley? I really don't believe that part when you say that Don is not a crowd drawer.
I didn't say she wasn't.
Music,
I didn't say she wasn't, Sister Khadijah. You know, that's the word on the street. You know what I mean? I don't believe it myself. You know, because I love a lot of music that she make.
sometimes you got to help educate the word out on the street. However,
Exactly.
no matter how you look at it, Donna sings pure from her heart.
Yeah,
There's
Yeah.
no woman that would want a man like Wuzu.
I heard that.
all right.
You know,
Just my imagination. Those are the type of music that will keep you going on for years and years and years. And whenever we get together and we decide to do an all-women cast and everything, that would be fine. We could even use AOC just to draw some of them back. But to the people here in Southwest Louisiana, we are definitely missing out with not being inclusive. And
Right.
Well,
You're right about that.
Thank y'all.
All right, thank you, Sister Khadijah.
and Wallace, I want to say this. I've had Donna on many shows when we was involved with KJCB Radio.
Right.
I want to let people know that any show, I don't care who you have, if you market it correctly,
It's gonna happen.
it's gonna happen. Okay, all you gotta do is market it correctly. All right, I did a show with James Payne. You remember that,
Yeah,
Wallace?
yeah.
James Payne had one hit song, and what we had a packed house.
And that was at Mon Ami.
Okay,
You
so
know?
listen, y'all. Again, business is business. I don't care what you say. You got in order to get people there, you gotta have some type of marketing strategy.
You have
Okay.
It's up to us to perform, which I have a great band, so I'm not
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
all that nonsense.
But that's the problem. We have too much nonsense.
Yeah.
Okay. And my thing is, we got to get away from the nonsense, and we got to begin to the same way we went and rallied behind.
Back
the,
away from that mic a little bit.
The same
Just
way
a
we
little
ran and
bit.
the same way we ran and rallied behind all the male Zydeco artists.
Yeah.
We got to rally behind the female
Female
Zydeco
art. Yep.
Zydeco artists.
You guys, you have to understand that, we good. We're not better than the rest of them. We're not trying to be. We're trying to work together where, have everybody get an opportunity. Give us an opportunity.
Yeah. Open the door.
Don't assume that we can't play or I don't bring a crowd.
Yeah.
How you gonna know we can't bring a crowd if you don't come? Come
Come.
check it out
That's
first.
right.
And if you don't like it, then fine.
Yeah.
Well, the key thing, Donna, like I said, I done had you on shows. We had sellout shows. We had people at the event had a real great time.
Yes.
Okay? I mean, every event we did, people came out because we really market the event.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't care who we had on the event. They was there. And they spent money. And guess what? And people was happy. After the show.
Yes.
And they wanted to come back for more. All right? But this stereotyping thing has to stop.
Yeah, it has.
It has to end.
We played for Festival International. I did a show with Connie and
I was there.
Yeah, and it went good. Everybody, and because of that, we got a tour we're gonna do.
All right.
You see?
But we not good enough. That's what I'm.
You're not good enough at home,
At
but you're
home.
good enough everywhere else.
Yeah, and I love my city. I love my people. Everybody. I have calls all the time. When you gonna do it? It's to get there.
Yeah.
Let them give me a chance.
Yeah.
What you heard long time ago, at chapter 4, we were rolling.
Oh yeah, I remember chapter 4.
We were rolling. Right now, I got the best people to work with, and I know we good.
Yeah,
You know?
Y'all got a hell of a band.
And I'm not
The
saying
band behind y'all is awesome.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I'm better than the rest because I don't put myself there. I try to help. If I have the chance to help someone, like kids right now, I'm teaching them how to play music.
Yeah.
That's my heart because they're gonna be here when we gonna be gone.
Yeah. The
So
future.
show them the right way.
Well-
and I feel that what they're doing now is I'm like a child, and I'm not that good and stuff like that.
Donna.
But I know better.
Donna, listen to me. Again, music is your passion.
Oh Lord, yes.
Okay. And the Creole music is your passion. Okay. And I want you to understand one thing, that no matter whether you're male or female, we fighting a battle to keep our culture. And Creole is our culture. Okay? And I applaud you for educating our young men and women the culture.
Yeah.
Okay? Because if you don't know where you come from, how you know where you're going?
On, yeah. At school, I play for the kids.
And they love it.
They love it.
Okay?
And I make them participate. Like I did this song, I got loaded, but I said, and I said on a glass of milk.
That's right.
Yeah.
I got loaded doing my ABCs,
See,
and
that's
I had
right.
them all doing that.
That's right.
You know? And to see that happen, and they was excited.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what God appointed us to do.
Exactly.
All right, to keep our young people educated and understanding where they come from.
And you keep God first, and you keep going.
Oh yeah.
And you,
That's right. Keep them engaged.
that-
Keep them engaged.
Talking about God, I play every Sunday 3 masses, and guess what I'm playing?
accordion,
The drums.
the drums. Okay.
What?
I'm playing the drums.
Donna, how many instruments do you play?
Well, I play bass guitar. I play keyboards. I play accordion. I play drums. I'm teaching myself the violin right now. I'm getting back into things. But
So you got a talented, you got a talented musician that's being abused,
being overlooked.
being overlooked.
And it's not abuse. It's just, like I say, overlooked. And not being, it's not just being overlooked. Some men, they call themselves male chauvinists. You know, they don't feel a woman is good enough
To be there.
to be there with them
That's right.
or
I'm
around
not,
them.
Well, Wallace, you open the door when you say they got a lot of what?
Men,
Yep.
A lot of what? No, you said they got a lot of what? Male what?
male.
Chinese pig. I ain't no Chinese pig play like green.
if it's chauvinistic or if it's just people saying, "Hey, I'm just making mine," and it's just me and I'm by myself. It's just me and
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm not worrying about anyone else. I'm on my grind, so I'm gonna grind as long as I can because maybe that grind it's not gonna last long. So I'm just gonna get what I can.
Right.
So I don't know if it's that or if it's just the men being chauvinistic. I don't know, but I can tell you is that music is music.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You know,
Yeah.
music moves people.
Let me
You know,
tell
whether they
y'all
like it or
something.
don't like it, because there's some music I don't like, you know, but other people like it.
Yeah.
So
I met Mr. Buzu Chavez when I made I Want a Man Like Boo. We was in Humble, Texas. And he said, I want to see that girl that wrote that song about me. I was nervous. I didn't know what he was going to tell me. So they brought me to his room. He said, you the one wrote that song about me? I said, yes, sir. He said, let me tell you, where's my money?
They booze do.
He wanted his cut.
He wanted his cut. So I said, sir, and he started laughing. And he said, no, I just want to thank you for writing that song about me.
Yeah.
He says, and that day he sat me down. He said, it's going to be hard for a woman now, but don't you give up. And I remember that.
Teaching
and I have
moment.
that in my head.
Yeah, booze do is real. She correct.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah, and he was a kind person.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he had, and then after all of that, he said, "I got my festival at my house, and I want you there."
And you was there.
And he was there. That day he was sick. He didn't come out at all. When I started playing, I Want a Man Like Booze, and his house was like right here. I could see. He walked straight to me,
See?
and he was sick all day, but he came out to hear me play. You know.
God gave you the gift, Donna, and keep on. No matter what people, don't never let the devil feel like
Oh, no.
he can take your joy away.
No.
I mean, you a gifted musician, you know, and you got to fight. You know, hey man, listen. If I want 15,000 or if I want 1,000, understand that's my price.
Yeah.
That's what I feel I'm worth.
well, let me ask this question: what you gonna do about it?
I'm gonna get out there and do what I'm always doing, playing.
Playing.
Well, I'm talking about as far as getting more of the women on shows, and I mean,
You got to
we
come
talked
close to
about
come close to the mic, Mike.
So is there anything in the works for you and other artists, female artists, to show these men that y'all can do what y'all have been doing, that y'all are still relevant, that y'all got it?
They got it.
Yes, I got the young lady from Houston, and I can't think of her name right offhand. Connie and I are gonna start, doing things. And even though we got a different show, we did it for Festival International. It was awesome.
This was awesome.
Well, and listen, if you had the same show as someone else, who would go to see you?
Yeah.
So you're different, she's different. That's what it's supposed to
what
be.
it's supposed
It's supposed to be. So, but I gotta say this that I think you gotta blame Sister Khadijah for starting this mess. You gotta blame her for starting this mess, man. And I know she listening. Trust me, I know she listening. So
I know Miss Tiffany. I've been doing every time she has something, she'll call me, and I want to thank her for that because
troublemaker.
I love it.
Well, let me tell you something. In
No.
I can remember Buckwheat. You know, Buckwheat and I was personal friends, and Buckwheat used to complain about. He said, "Look, brother, I don't get booked home.
Yeah.
I gotta leave all the time and go on the road." And he said, "I think I should be making money here home," because he looked at the fact that at that time there was the trail rides, there was the festivals, and he wasn't getting booked. He had to leave and go.
Well, do you think it's because he was here and people saw him every day?
People-
That may be the reason.
No, I don't.
Because-
Because even though he was home, a lot of times you didn't see him in public. Okay, Buckwheat was more of a person that stayed at home. He was more of a home person. So it's not to say that he mingled a lot and people saw him a lot. Okay, it's just that people feel like you here, and I don't think you need to make money with me. You
Well,
know,
you
I
know-
mean, and that's a crazy way to think.
Donna, look, this hour goes by real quick. Do you have any upcoming event, anything that you feel people that's watching, listening, need to know?
We have something coming up.
Get close to that mic and talk about it, girl.
I just got a call last night from a guy from what's this place back past St. Morganville? It's
Lauraville.
Lauraville in that area. They do a festival or some kind of organization, and they call me all the time. So that's gonna be going on. I gotta call them back because he called me this morning when I was leaving, and
That's why she was late, because she was handling business.
yeah.
But
and I got other people that I've been talking to and trying to get something started. And Connie and I are trying to get something together because the show was real good for festival.
International.
Yeah.
I really, let me tell you something. I was out in the crowd and I really enjoyed the fact that y'all all have different talent.
Yeah.
Okay, and listen, Donna, I want y'all to stay in touch because we can go travel from this area and do something. You know, I got a lot of sound equipment. I got the lightings. I got everything. You know,
everywhere when I first started,
I
was always there.
I was always traveling with you guys.
Yeah.
So I think that's what we need to do. I think that we need to begin to get the venue and begin to travel. And the more we travel, the more people going to latch on.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, and that's the way it's got to be. It's hard work, but
I'm used to hard work.
yeah.
Well, we got a producer that got all kind of cameras.
Brother J,
Brother Jay.
Yeah.
You know, and Brother Jay would be
interested.
interested in putting you guys behind his camera or in front of his cameras.
Yeah. Let's get a
You know?
team. Let's get a team
Yeah.
together.
Hey, let's make a video.
Let's
Yeah,
get a
make
team
video,
together and
all
begin to
y'all
move.
women together.
I mean, that's the only way it'll grow. I see
yeah.
growth. I see,
Yeah.
you know, everybody, sometimes, y'all, it's hard work. Man, I can remember myself, Donna, back in the days, even with KJCB. You know, when we took over,
You and
KJCB was in
You and
bankruptcy. I
KJCB.
mean, but it was in bankruptcy, Wallace, you know, and hard work brought it to where it was.
I like that call letters y'all had. Keep Jesus close by.
Amen.
All right. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the Community Matters Show.
Good morning, Brother Wallace, and that wasn't a cue to call in either. I was calling anyway. I want to thank y'all for having such an excellent shows every Friday on AOC Community Media. Good morning to your cast. And I want to say good morning to the great Donna Angel. I want to let you know, Sister Donna, Angel, like Sister Khadijah and I call you, we have tons of those videos that we're going to have to put on AOC community media that we shot over the years, and want to thank you for always.
Now you see what I'm talking about? Yeah.
To coming on and talking about, or at least showcasing your talent over the years. Here's the question I would like to ask you, Ms. Angel. Being a Zydeco artist, not only that, because you play rhythm and blues, because
Yes.
a lot of your songs is rhythm and blues. The thing is this: how much does Southern Soul rhythm and blues owes to the Zydeco nation, especially with now that Southern Soul is taking off all across the country? You even hear Tucker going on the Tom Joyner morning cruise out station out of DC I listen to. The thing is this: you remember that Southern Soul Blues was in the juke joints, Brother Oscar.
That's right.
They were in the juke joints, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
But when Zydeco was in the fields and the trail rides, and then the rhythm and blues, the blues, Southern Soul music came into the fields with Zydeco, and now that's the thing all over the country. Everybody want to go to the trail rides and listen to Southern Soul music. So do you think Southern Soul and the blues owes a lot to Zydeco since it originated out there in the fields in South Louisiana?
Amen.
Yes.
I'd like to ask that you could answer that question.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
So,
All right. Thank you, Carl.
Southern Soul was the thing back in the days. I had Super Soul Exchange. You know, that was my group name, Chapter 4. And we were playing every
But-
week. But then I got into Zydeco. And everybody was going, and that's what I wanted to do. When I first started, I met Mike Lashney, and I was helping another group out. I was playing the bass pattern for his song, and Mike said, "Can you sing?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll take you there." I said, "Yeah." He recorded it, and then we just went on doing this guy CD. And the next morning, he called me about 5 o'clock in the morning. I looked at my time. I said, "Who's calling me at 5?" Mike. And he says, "Donna, I couldn't sleep last night because you were so awesome." Because that night he said, "Can you sing? I'll take you there." I said, and he recorded it. And then he called me up and he said, "I want to sign you up."
Can you sing? I take you there. No, you don't have the band with you, baby.
But you know, Donna, let me tell you something. The trail ride was once a hit in this area.
Yes.
Now, we hardly have trail rides anymore. If you remember, every Sunday or every weekend we had a trail ride to attend.
Right.
But because time changed and people,
No, these youngsters.
Them youngsters.
Those youngsters killed the trail ride. Now you getting ready to try to defend it. Those youngsters killed the trail ride.
I know that, I
Well-
know that, I know that.
Well,
But listen to me,
Look,
y'all.
fellas, once you have a trail ride now, before it was safe.
Mm-hmm.
There was no killing. There was no nothing. Nobody with guns. They had enough help to
Security. You had
Yeah.
security. You had
And
security.
now you can't have a big trail ride where you have maybe 5 policemen out there.
Well, but people went to the trail ride to have fun.
Fun.
People didn't go to the trail ride to bring a gun
Yeah.
and kill nobody.
And-
We went to the trail ride to dance and have a good
Exactly.
time,
Exactly.
to
Ride
enjoy
your
the
horse.
event,
Yeah.
to
Ride
ride
your
your horse.
horse and-
Yeah. Unfortunately, we let it get out of control.
Control. Because the youngsters today,
We keep saying the youngsters. It's us that let the youngsters took control.
it's like my parents. They raised me, but they raised me right.
That's right.
The parents today, the younger generation, they're not doing that. No, they're not sitting there. Come on, baby, let's do your homework. What you have to do.
Yeah.
That's
Donna.
what they have to do. They have to get the kids on
Donna,
the right
not
track.
to cut you off. Can you stay a few more minutes after 11?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Then we
Because we getting ready to
take
go
a break.
off. We're going to take a 5-minute break, and we'll be back with some more Donna and Oscar the Soul Doctor.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
and Mike, our legal advisor. So give us 5. Don't go nowhere. We'll
back.
be right back.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's not the children. We allow the children to
Yeah, yeah.
to
No, the parents